Welcome to RookieWookie, my first cast ever. This is my first StarCraft 2 match using Terran, and this build is not my first ever game of StarCraft, don't worry about that. Granted, I'm not that good, so I'm starting off in the Bronze League here, using Terran, and I'm actually using a build done by another very famous caster. I'm sure you all know him, he goes by the name of Total Biscuit. Now, I've recently been watching a lot of StarCraft 2 matches and sort of trying to pick up as I go along. You know, I'm not the best or most competent player, so I'm still trying out new things. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit so you can get over the early game. There's not much really happening. It's all pretty standard, so forth. As you can see, I'm probably not the most efficient at building. I go very early here for gas, because I'm very reliant on it. As you can see here, my SCV is doing nothing, as I should have a barracks. Still, SCV stands and does nothing. Sort of been learning about building placement through watching. You know, I sort of keep the space for the reactor to save me the time of moving. I'm sure it's probably not a massive difference, but it helps nonetheless. Trying to mass produce my SCVs at the moment to try and pick up my production. I'm really worried about him actually attacking me at this stage. You know, the early harassment can be quite annoying. He actually annoys me with this SCV very badly, as you'll see in a second. Once my construction begins completing, I actually force my SCV out. I then forget to put it back up as he runs through the gateway, and SCV dies. It's alright, I've now locked in, because, yep, there we go, locked him in it. 2 Marines coming up now, both at the exact same time. See, he was back in for production of 2 Marines and another SCV. I switched straight to getting factory. I'm trying to rush as quickly as possible to siege tanks. Siege tanks are my first step along towards battlecruisers. The siege tanks are going to give me the cheapest and best defense I can on my base. It's most likely he will attack me before my first cruiser is up. As you'll see as the game goes along, that doesn't actually end up happening. At the moment, I'm trying to get my supply depots up a bit. One thing I noticed watching Total Biscuit play is that he forgot about supply depots and ended up then supply blocking himself and taking a little bit extra time. Obviously, he has this build down a lot better than I do, and is actually quite a lot higher lead than I am, but I'm trying to focus on the points that he raises, and I hope from watching this other people will pick up things that I have messed up as well, and hopefully learn from my mistakes as well, on top of mistakes other players have made. See, the best way to learn in this game is just keep constantly playing, try out new builds, and you know, when you find a build you like and you think it can be successful, keep watching the replays and see where you went wrong or what you can change to maximize the best of your build. Now at the moment I am pretty much, I've got the siege tank done, so I'm now just spamming a few siege tanks to try and defend my base. At the moment, he has nothing really capable of attacking my base with. Now, I sort of stop production here as I'm waiting for my my battlecruiser, sorry, for my starport. I sort of get a bit anxious here. I think, you know, I need to find out where he's at. So, because I haven't actually done any scouting and I'm not entirely sure. As this continues on, I just keep spamming as many battlecruisers and as many siege tanks as I can to defend my base. Now my idea was, if the battlecruisers failed, at least then if he attacks my base and fails to take me out, at least then I should have a force or capable of producing a large enough force to counter-attack him. Now I send this Marine out without really thinking too much. I just send him to go here when I get interrupted very rudely. I'm now halfway through my second battlecruiser, and siege tanks I'm picking up production of quite a bit. Hopefully in the not too distant future we should actually have some movement from me. It's not the most exciting build, but you know, it's effective nonetheless. The problem with this is Reapers is actually probably one of the better things to counter this with. Early Reapers, if you can get them out and start attacking and harassing. But you know, not many people actually use Reapers these days. When I first started, Reapers was what I would tend to go for, but not anymore. I'll actually pick this back a wee bit. We have a little bit of combat happening here. I send 3 Marines out, and I sort of realise, you know, he's not actually looking after his force, so I start kiting back and forth. You know, for the cost of maybe 1 or 2 Marines, I take out quite a brave bit of his forces. Let's see, resources, or units lost, sorry. He's lost 10 units, 575, you know, at this stage of the game, probably not a massive amount, but still, it's results nonetheless for efficiency. You know, he's not really looking after his force, he sort of just, you know, left them there and sort of gathering. I think he's more focused on his base, as we'll see as we go in here now. Battlecruiser's very slow, hyperspeed to warp speed! And I think that's them there. I go in and I focus on factories. I'm not sure why I focus on this factory and use 2 useless cannons on it. I should have really saved the cannons. Now, as I move in, I start to attack and realise he's got a Banshee, so he has actually starports in his base. Again, I focus on something that probably isn't the main thing I should be focusing on. I should have really focused on starports to make sure that he has no possibility of producing a lot of Vikings to counter me. Later on, if you get confronted with this, Vikings is the way to go. Using them really does help battle the battlecruisers. You know, they are slow, and Vikings can move quite fast and are very effective. Once I have these down, it's pretty much game over. I then play a game of whack-a-mole. As you'll see, he starts to produce a lot of missile turrets, and I just end up trying to kill as many SCVs as possible. See, he's produced these too late. After I finish the starport, he then starts producing these. You know, if he had started doing this as I was in his starports attacking, then yeah, he definitely probably would have took out these battlecruisers. Fair enough, they have actually paid for themselves and the amount of resources they have to, and I still do have quite an effective force up here. A lot of siege tanks, so it would be a very slow moving force. Again, so by the time I got to his base, he probably would have a big counter for me. Pretty much from here, just take out SCV after SCV and harass his base. He sort of gets fed up waiting for me and starts attacking me with a Banshee. I start trying to get engineer, bay down, produce myself turret, and I start producing a Raven to counter this. You know, I'm scared he'll use a large force of Banshees. I'm not entirely sure how many he had at this point. The supply depots are going down, and he's finished the game. It was a fairly interesting game using that build for the first time, and I actually quite like it, and I do suggest for anyone who's having trouble against Terran or Protoss, this is actually quite a good build to go for. I haven't tried it out against Zerg, but try it guys and send me back feedback on how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm glad you all tuned in to watch RookieWookie.